Okay, so what is cosplay? I mean, at its core and its essence. Go on, think about it. Well, it's not conventions or Patreon or photo shoots or websites or even the costumes themselves. It's gonna seem a little strange, but cosplay is fish? I've often compared cosplay to fishing. Yeah, I know that sounds a little strange, but remember, I was born on Vancouver Island, British Columbia. I wasn't born there. Dicks. My parents owned an 18.5-foot boat, and they loved to fish, and it sort of became the hobby of the household. You know, we would wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and go grab some Timmies and some donuts and just kind of get out on the boat and enjoy the sunrise. Hi, Regia. Go away. Go away. Anyways, this was years and years ago, and it's still something my parents do. It's still their hobby. It's not something that they do for money or for popularity, and it's something that if they wake up and decide they don't want to do it, they just don't. Even when they have, you know, their yearly salmon festival fishing derbies, if they don't feel like entering, they don't. Of course, if they do enter the fishing contest, they just do it for fun. You know, they're not trying to win. If they do win something, well, that's just kind of a bonus. See, cosplay is just that. It's a hobby, and sadly, some cosplayers are forgetting that. Now, I'm not going to talk about the whole money thing, that's something for a whole other video, but I wanted to get you thinking about this in general. So, let's try this little exercise. Think of a story or a conversation that you've had about cosplay, and replace all of the cosplay words with fishing words. Is that a thing? And post those stories in the comments below and like and subscribe and add me to MySpace and watch my GeoCities. Can't think of one? Don't worry, I got you. How many of us have had this conversation or known someone that's done this? Oh god!
Fishing derby.
This is tomorrow, I still have to finish.
Mastering my bait.
I still have to finish.
Attaching my hooks.
If I don't finish this, then everyone's gonna think that
Boat.
it's horrible and I have
Fishing contest.
to judge my...
Two-time world championship contestant, the co-founder of the American Carp Society, and one of Outdoor Life's top 20 best anglers on the planet, hailing from the great state of Oklahoma, David Moore.
Are you done? I still have to finish 3 more coats of paint on this thing, I have to finish hemming the bottom of my shirt, I have to finish stylizing that goddamn wig, and I have to be up in less than 4 hours in order to start putting makeup on for another 3. You see how stupid and ridiculous that actually sounds? I mean, in what other hobby do you hear people freaking out about their actual hobby? This is all supposed to be fun, and yet I know that any cosplayer watching this video knows someone. Why am I crossing my arms like a douche? Any cosplayer watching this video knows someone that has had this exact same conversation the night before a convention in their hotel room. So anyways, back to cosplay. Fishing. That's the thing I'm talking about. Back to fishing. I always found it a little strange. There were people that knew my parents that thought that all they really cared about was actually catching fish. And yeah, maybe it was because my parents so often say things like, oh shit, we got skunked, or well, it's been 5 days and we've caught shit all. Yet, my parents and I knew that this wasn't the case. My parents were more than happy just to go out fishing on the boat and actually enjoy the act of fishing. Yes, you'd have fun, and you would brag, and you would show off if you reeled in a 40-pound spring, or you caught 6 fish and the boat next to you didn't get a bite. What are you doing here? It's strange, but that was always just kind of part of the hobby? Okay, so cosplay. Pretty sure it's pretty safe to say, pretty sure it's pretty safe, pretty sure it's safe to say that most of us cosplayers consider this a hobby. I mean, let's face facts, the odds of any of us making this into something beyond a hobby are actually pretty small. And kudos to those of you dedicated and determined enough to make this into your livelihood and still keeping this fun. That being said, I don't really think I've seen another hobby with as many stresses as cosplay. I mean, sure, when you're out fishing you want to bring in at least 1 fish, but my parents always said that fishing wasn't actually about catching the fish. The fish itself was just kind of a bonus. See, it was the act of doing the hobby that made the hobby itself fun, not the results. Sure, when your line snapped or you lost a cannonball on the downrigger, you would think, well shit, this is gonna cost me, but you didn't really mind because that was just a setback. And setbacks themselves don't kill the enjoyment of a hobby that you love. Honestly, the microphone isn't even working. I didn't even plug it in. It's just kind of a prop, you know, scening for the shot. Can I hit record? God damn it. Yes, we all love our finished costumes, and we're super proud of them. Just like reeling in a 32-pound sockeye after a 20-minute fight. But the wearing of the costume, doing all the photo shoots, those are the end results. They're the fish. And for better or for worse, a lot of cosplayers are forgetting about the fishing and actually fixating on the fish. So maybe cosplay isn't a hobby. Maybe it's more of an art. Sure, seems like it matches up like that. I mean, we're our own worst critics. We almost never feel like a costume is 100% done, and we want to go back to previous costumes and fix them up or make them better. It's the artist's struggle. It's why a lot of us often feel like giving up. But it's also that same drive and dedication, determination that many of us thrive on. It's that desire to make more and more challenging things that keep most of us going. You know, we see such amazing works of art from our own celebrities that it kind of simultaneously motivates and defeats us. I mean, we want to make something this outstanding, but we worry that we can't. Or if we can, then it won't matter because we won't get the same recognition. But it's the love of the character and the art itself which is a much more desirable trait. And that desirable trait needs to be a priority. Those people that make it a priority, well, those are the ones that stick with cosplay. See, it's these people that really enjoy the art of cosplay. They like the creation and acting like the character more than the recognition and the rewards. They like the fishing more than catching the fish. And we all know some cosplayers that care more about catching the fish and find the fishing just to be a hurdle, something that they'd rather have other people deal with. Do I enjoy catching a fish? Of course. Do I want to get to the point in my craft where I can make $1 or $2 selling prints? Well, yeah. All throughout my life I've strove to reach the top. It's why I had the motivation to learn and understand the entire lacrosse rulebook, to do some gold medal games. It's why I want to be the best teacher I can in kids' lives. I'm one of those people that sets my goals high up, and even though I may never reach them, they're what I aim for and strive towards. So yeah, one day it'd be amazing to make something out of this hobby. But that's not why I got into it. I got into it not for the bonuses, not to catch fish, but because I like the act of fishing. Seriously, it's so goddamn cold this winter. So, earlier this year I was asked what my cosplay goal was, and as I usually do, I set the bar high for myself. I mean, early on in my career, I had managed to achieve my first goal, winning a contest. So I guess the next thing would be to set the bar higher, no? Of course, over the days after that, I kind of mulled that question over in my head and realized what a weird question it was, and that I answered it without really thinking about the question itself. So then I thought back to my fishing analogy and how my parents would answer it if I asked them, what are your goals for fishing? And that they probably would just stare at each other, look weirdly at each other and say, to go fishing? What else? I'm making tacos. Well, lettuce wrap tacos, I don't know. Go oil, do the fish. Yes, like any other hobby, there's joy in actually completing something. I mean, people that make model cars do it to actually make the car, but they take their enjoyment out of its actual construction. Hell, I mean, kids that go or play around on skateboards and do mountain bike racing, they want to nail that trick or get its fastest time. But it's the actual thrill of being on the board or being on the bike that they really enjoy. What the hell are my fucking potato peels? Alright. Oh, you're in here somewhere. found them. Jesus. You know, there isn't a fisherman alive that's ever said, I don't want to catch any fish. I just want to sit in this slow-moving boat all day with some baitless hooks trailing in the water behind me. But I'm pretty sure that every fisherman at some point has said, yeah, I just love being out here on the water. And sometimes I feel like many of us cosplayers worry too much about the fish itself. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with wanting that fish. It's understandable. I mean, after all, there's nothing wrong with wanting a bonus or a reward. I mean, I'm like that. Hell, most of the cosplayers that I know in the community are like that. And if someone tells you that they don't enjoy doing things like winning a contest or having an epic photo of them, well, they're lying. Of course those things feel good. Just don't forget that it's the love of the hobby that satisfies the overwhelming majority of us, and also importantly, don't let other people's views on why you do your hobby matter to you. People will think whatever they want. But remember that this is your hobby as much as it is theirs, and you're the one who knows why you love it as much as you do. So, long story short, before I cut my goddamn thumb off, cosplay for the act of fishing, not for catching the fish. See, I wanted to film this thing outside, walking around, maybe go actually buy some water and see some fish. But you've seen how goddamn freaking cold it is outside? I have friends in Fort St. James, or John, or I don't know, one of those Fort St. whatevers, and it's like minus 41. Because I'm inside my house, I still have to wear my socks because everything's super cold. This is just me rambling now. I don't know. Figure it all out. I'll do all this thing. It needs to be kind of young. I can have a little bit more heat. What am I going at? Oh yeah. Anyways, thanks for all the support. If you have a question that you want me to talk about, or a vlog topic that you want me to ramble about, or whatever, you just want to hear me say random quotes from animated TV shows, send me a message. Love hearing from you guys. Thanks very much. Have a good night.